talk about the home run from Matt Olson. Check. 2-run homer, walk off. We can talk about the home run from Ozzie Albies in the first inning to give the Braves the lead. Check. All that does play. Now I want to talk about there's hidden parts in these games where you're like, okay, how did that happen? Tell me the story of how Matt Olson was able to get on base, was able to hit that home run to win the ball game on a 1-2 count. I go back to the 8th inning, and I go back to the 8th inning because when I look at the scorecard, I see that there were 2 outs in that bottom half of the 8th inning, and Jorge Mateo comes up to the plate, and he gives you a long at-bat after starting the count 0-2, and he walks. What does that do? That rolls over the lineup, and it puts Matt Olson in a position that he might get that he will now get an at-bat in that 9th inning. As soon as that happens, you're like, okay, well, it gets a little bit better because also a guy that was 0 for 3 in the game with 3 strikeouts, and they've continued to win without Ronald Acuna getting hot. And Steve, you mentioned this in our first hour of the show on MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM. You can listen to it from 7 to 10. You like that? You like what I did there, Steve?
Yeah, well done, Eduardo. My goodness.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Give me a little bump. Look, this is a thing. You get another walk from Ronald Acuna Jr. and the inning ends on a Baldwin double play. That's fine. I get on Baldwin ground ball. Sorry, that ends the inning. Now you get Ozzie Albies again on a walk. So 3 walks, and this is what happens when you give up walks, made this home run happen. And the manager of the Cleveland Guardians. And look, there's a lot of things to unravel in this game. One, Gavin Williams, stellar start, 7 2/3 innings of work. He had his stuff working. Friend of the show as well. We've had him here as a guest. And he comes in, goes deep into the ball game, understands how to be able to throw that curveball at will. Also with the fastball and the splitter really working for him. But the most important thing that he does is attack the zone. First inning, 8 pitches, 3 outs. Second inning, 7 pitches, 3 outs. That sets the tone for the rest of the game. He could probably have a hiccup in another inning, but you know he's going to go deep. They let him go into the 8th inning, and that's when Chandler Simpson gets on base on a base hit. After him, it was Junior Caminero who gets one off the end of the bat, hands stinging a little bit from the weather. He also gets on. Ben Williamson runs for him. Now you have 2 runners on. You're down 3-1 in this game, and this is where speed counts. Simpson steals, and Williamson's double steal with 2 outs. They're able to execute the double steal. They throw behind the runner, knowing that most likely they're not going to get Simpson, but yet it was the ability of Sobrowski to come in relief and dominate Jonathan Miranda with the fastball and seal the win. As Cade Smith comes in to get the last couple outs of the game, he gets a save, but the hold was huge by Sobrowski. And the Cleveland Guardians are able to at least win this one thanks to Brian Rocchio offensively hitting from the 9-hole, and then you heard it right there with the Chase Salata hit.
Yeah, Gavin Williams. Remember, Gavin Williams led the league in walks the last couple of years. And for him to go out there, strike out 9 and not walk anybody, we fixed him by having him on here as a guest on the leadoff spot. Talking about throwing strikes, working on the count. We got him back on track, Eduardo.
He was fixed. He was fixed before that.
No.
Wait. I love taking credit for this show. I really do. I love taking credit. But Gavin,
just run with it. I'm
just happy we didn't mess you up.
Oh.
It could have been. Look, it could have been.
Hello, half empty. I'm half full. I mean, we fixed them. You're saying that we're just glad we didn't mess them up. I mean, come on, man.
100%.
I mean,
100%.
We got him back on track again. I mean, he now can be looked at as one of the top pitchers in the American League. And he's got a shot at winning a Cy Young Award someday, too. Yeah. This guy is dominating stuff, and his curveball's filthy, absolutely filthy. And he had it working yesterday. 7+ innings, 3rd start this year that he's done that. One of 4 pitchers who have made starts this year 3 different times of 7 innings or more. Excellent job fixing him, Eduardo. And I'm going to tear my rotator cuff, patting myself on the back for that as well.
Not only that, he did a great job. He came on the leadoff spot, but we have to throw it out there because the leadoff hitter off Gavin Williams, 2 for 4 in the game. Chandler Simpson getting on base twice. We're still on you, buddy, but love the effort. Love the effort. 7 2/3. I know he wanted to finish that last inning. I know he wanted to as well because he absolutely dominated with that, Steve. He really did.
He did. He did. All right, we were on second, go to third with a triple. It was Scooble Day for the Detroit Tigers taking on the Atlanta Braves yesterday, and you knew it was going to be a great matchup, a fun matchup overall. J.R. Ritchie, the young pitcher rookie on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. And this was so interesting where Ozzie Albies got to Scooble early, then Scooble was dealing, but the Braves slugger found a way to win it in the end.
Here goes Ozzie. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit well. Deep right field to the wall. And it's gone! Rolling thunder out of the ballpark. And the Braves win it. As Matt Olson just swung the hammer at that Jansen pitch. And he drills it out of the ballpark. Braves win!
Man, honestly, I saw Ozzie miss under or above a couple, and it just looked like he was getting a little more on top than he normally does. So I wanted to make sure instead of a double play, try to get something in the air a little bit, and he left that one over the plate.
The bullpen's done a great job, keeping that one several times this year, and then giving us a chance. But you start to win games like this, and you start to believe that you're going to win them all when you're down late. If you're within reach.
All right, we can state the obvious, and this is why walks can always crush you. And then you get that cutter right over the plate on a 1-2 count, Yahtzee walk-off win. And when you go back, this is what pitching coaches, this is what managers kick themselves in the butt saying, man, we cannot walk people, especially with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning when we have the lead. It cannot happen, especially when your starter dominated through it. But there was a big scare, Steve, in that 7th inning with Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, so Tarek Skubal, pitching for the Tigers, threw a 2-2 pitch and then started rubbing his arm. And, of course, Dylan Dingler comes out to talk to him, the catcher. Then the training staff comes out, A.J. Hinch comes out, and they all go out there to check on him. As he's sort of wiggling his arm, something happened there. Now he's rubbing it as well, sort of in the bicep area. And he threw a practice pitch and said he was going to be okay, but that's a little dicey. And if you're a Tigers fan, if you're Scott Boras representing him and you guys did not make a deal to get a long-term extension, and this is the last season before free agency, and they leave him in to throw a pitch here, and then he says he's okay to stay in the game. Now, maybe he got a little bit of a stinger. Maybe, he didn't throw the practice pitch with a lot of venom behind it, but it is scary. And so if Scott Harris, the president of baseball operations for the Tigers, his assistant buzzes him and says, hey, by the way, Scott Boras on the line for you. It may be looking to talk about a long-term deal. Do you engage, or do you think, they're worried about his health right now? Everything seems okay, but after the last start for Garrett Crochet with the Red Sox, where he threw 6 shutout innings against the Orioles, everything seemed okay. Now he's on the injured list with a shoulder issue. This is a little concerning, more than a little concerning, both for the Skubal camp and the Tigers camp right now.
Let me ask you this. If you're Scott Harris and you're sitting upstairs or you're watching on TV, I don't know if he was there or not. Are you pretty disappointed that, I know he struck out the side, but are you like, man, what's he still doing throwing right now? Why is he throwing and why are we not addressing this and getting an image on why that stinger happened? That's not normal. Yet he was able to throw the curveball for his last pitch to strike out the last hitter. He was able to throw the sinker, the slider, the changeup, all after that stinger. But it still made me nervous to be able to see a guy like that do that. And I asked Patrick, our producer on the radio side earlier, I said, so what made you more nervous, seeing that, or what made you more anxious, or seeing the ball that Matt Olson hit over the wall? And he actually said, he's like, no, this one, the Skubal potential injury could have really been devastating for the rest of the year for the Tigers.
Right. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing and he just had a little cramp going on.
Let's hope.
But it is scary. And I think for him, he's a $400 million pitcher or so. And so I don't want him to get hurt and not get his payday. And so I don't know, let's hope it's nothing, but it's scary when you go through this, and it reminds you that you're immortal. That you are mortal, not immortal, but you are mortal. And that, the arm's not built to throw a baseball. There's only so many bullets you have in that arm that maybe taking a contract extension isn't the worst thing in the world right now. So we'll see. But Kenley Jansen blowing the save. Matt Olson, the Braves, playing some great baseball, 22-9 right now. And J.R. Ritchie did a really nice job keeping them in the game, too. And then Reynaldo Lopez, I love this, sent to the bullpen to work on his mechanics. They got to try to get him right and everything else. Pitches 2 clean innings. He gets the win. A lot going right for the Atlanta Braves these days. All right, we're on third, head home with a home run. And how about the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Pirates, a tough NL Central battle. Everybody in the Central over 500. But the Pirates had a chance to walk it off at home and celebrate. But unfortunately, they went to church.
And the pitch to Herrera is grounded up the middle, and it's knocked down by the second baseman, but it's going to be a base hit. An infield hit for Herrera, and that scores Victor Scott, and the Cardinals do indeed get that run back. It's 4-1 St. Louis.
For me, it's just being a team guy, I think early in the year I was trying to force things, try to get hits. That didn't happen. So for me right now, it's just trying to do a little bit every day to help the team win. Just getting on base, running the bases hard, getting the guy over. That's what I've been trying to do. I've been walking a lot. That's nice. I put myself in a position so Burling can bring me in, the guys after me. So they've been doing a great job with that.
The Pirates down to their last down. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate, a swing and a high fly ball. That's hit to deep left field. Church back at the wall. He jumps. He makes the catch for a Redbird winner. Up against the wall. Nathan Church was able to keep that in the park. And the Cardinals have won 3 in a row in Pittsburgh, winning tonight 5-4.
Oh, I love how you took this one straight to Church. Just don't hit it there. Don't go to him. Don't go to Church. And they did it. It's the second time this week that he has been able to do a really good defensive play. It's a tricky outfield because it comes in on the left field side there in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, and he had the angle down, and you have to credit the Cardinals for getting their players ready to play. They played great defense. They've played great infield defense, outfield defense. They attacked the ball real well. They are prepared. They're not giving up runs. They're not walking extra guys. And all this stems from the leadership of Ollie Marmol and also understanding who those guys are. And Chaim Bloom last year spent the entire season getting to know the farm system, getting to know what kind of players they had. And even though they did not make any real big-time moves in the offseason to acquire free agents and all of that, they were able to understand their players and say, okay, let's give them an opportunity. Let's think about defense first. Let's think about quality at-bats. They gave Jordan Walker at the beginning of the season an ability to go out there and showcase his power. He's done so. Has he cooled off a little bit? Maybe. But still, the numbers are real. 7 home runs at the beginning of the season. You look right now at the Cardinals, they have a lot better record than I thought that they were going to have. And we always say you cannot win anything in April, but you can definitely lose out. They're putting themselves in a position to just believe in themselves and understand that they can play. We heard about Herrera at the beginning, and then right there, you heard the Nick Gonzalez being stolen that home run by Church. That was phenomenal stuff for the Cardinals. Big win.
Yeah, Andre Palante, excellent effort for the Cardinals in the rotation. 6 innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball. No walks, 6 strikeouts. And then, the bullpen kept it there, and Riley O'Brien, the beneficiary of the Ryan Church leap at the wall to save the home run, gets his 8th save of the season. And if you had told me that in my fantasy draft that Riley O'Brien would have 8 saves early on here, I would have taken him. I would have taken him if I had known that he was going to get that opportunity. But those are the big stories of the day, and obviously some fun teams, some streaking teams, streaks coming to an end, some outstanding performances all around. Also, though, we'll get to a little bit later for the Red Sox, news and notes there about a potential injury to one of their aces on the staff. But the Padres and Cubs were playing at it, and the Cubs put their ties on and did an excellent job in that game. We'll tell you all about it next in the leadoff spot on MLB Network Radio.